Now, there's a series that I would honestly love to look back upon. A series where you find a very small creature along your journey. You grow with it. You train with it. You befriend it. And if the series that you're thinking about is correct, then you might have guessed Digimon. The reason I wish to look back upon Digimon today is because Digimon is honestly one of those series that's almost like an underrated classic when it comes to our childhoods, if you know what I mean. Like, of course, everybody watched Pokemon. Even the generation before your generation watched Pokemon. But I think Digimon is something that's really specific to us kids who honestly saw the barriers of it being somewhat similar to Pokemon and was able to actually see Digimon for the true heart and gold of a series that it was. Also, to us kids that were honestly one of the ones making the argument that Digimon might low-key be better than Pokemon in school, okay? Because let's keep it 100, bro. Digimon actually evolved and grew with its kids, okay? Pokemon, on the other hand, 10 years old, 20 something years. But as I was saying, Digimon is honestly the cooler series for me. It's just going by the fact that this series has so many more feelings put into it, if you know what I mean, okay? Because of course Pokemon has the Butterfree scenes and all that, but Digimon gives us like true relationship drama, true drama between the characters, fighting between the group over who's trying to be leader, and a true conclusion to every single group of Digi-Destined that there were. And that's what shines for Digimon for me, okay? Like, this is not a Digimon versus Pokemon video, but this is a video that I honestly needed to make to recall back to those that still remember the heart that was Digimon. Like, if no one's gonna fight for this series, then I might as well, you know? And to start off, one of the things that shined for Digimon for me, right, was the fact that we had a whole group of, like, Digi-Destined, people destined to be, like, you know, digital companions, you know? Like, they each had their own little Digimon they were cool with, and they each got a little bit of a Digi-evolution. Like, the Digi-Destined I'm talking about are the original 6, okay? I'm talking about Tai and Agumon, Matt and Gabumon, Sora and Biomon, Mimi and Palmon, Izzy and Tentomon, the worst of the group, Joe and Gomamon, the best of the group, TK and Patamon, and Kari and Gatomon, okay? Like, those are the original OG 6 of the group, the coolest, okay? Like, those are the ones we're gonna remember today, okay? Because they're the oldest of the Digimon group or franchise or whatever, and honestly, I feel like a lot of people don't remember and call back to them as much as they should, okay? And I think that Joe and Gamamon deserve their spotlight and respect. So here it is. Digimon was a series where these 6 random kids or whatever got sucked into the digital world where there were, of course, Digimon, right? And with each of these 6 kids, they each got their own Digimon and they each got their own companion sort of relationship between each Digimon they have, right? And their main goal for being sucked in that world was because they are destined to save the digital world from destruction from the threat that is known as Devilmon, okay? Like, come on, bro. That's how cool is that, bro? 6 kids get their own Digimon so they can defeat another strong Digimon known as Devilmon. And you know what's also cool about Digimon is that the actual Mons, right? The monsters, right? They can actually talk, okay? It's not like Pokemon where they just gotta say their names over and over and like, that's lame. Like, the fact that the Digimon were actually able to talk back to their Digi-Destined partners makes it cool as hell, bro, because they were actually able to form, like, relationships that aren't just based off feeling. Like, Pokemon has that whole thing, and that's cool on its own, but, like, the fact that they can talk back, bro, and have full-on conversations with their digital monsters, cold as hell. But the OG, the 6 Digi-Destined, they were summoned there, and they basically had to travel all over the digital world, right? And they had to go and defeat other Digimon in order to get all the way up to Devilmon. And along with this, like, they can't just stay those small little cute digital monsters or whatever, right? So what did they do? They Digivolved when they fought, okay? And this led to the relationships getting closer and closer, because in order for them to Digivolve, they had to have some sort of tight relationship with their Digimon, you know what I mean? Like, they had to become homies if they wanted to Digivolve. They just can't do this off rip. Like, this is honestly a lot better than a Pokemon in my opinion in some aspects, because you can catch any Pokemon, make it fight, and then it'll eventually Pokevolve, right? But with Digimon, you actually have to be homies, tight, and you also have to train, right? So that adds on another extra layer of trouble that you have to go through. Like, it makes it tougher to Digivolve than it is to Pokevolve, you know? But once again, this isn't a comparison, okay? But it is also very cool how sometimes the Digimon would be almost like foils to their counterparts, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't to the point where if the Digimon master says something that the Digimon would always have to go with it, you know? Like, Tai could want to do something that he feels is best, but Agumon would be like, no, I don't think that's right. Like, not like, I'm being so serious, bro. That's exactly how he sounded. But the fact that, like, they could also disagree and without having to be forced and being able to actually talk back was something hella cool to me, because it gave another opinion to the show that actually mattered, you know what I mean? And also, this show was also very cool when it went about its way of, like, digivolving or whatever, right? Because not only the relationships helped, right, but also the fact that they had these cool little things called digivices, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, when I was a kid, bro, I wanted one, and I'm not gonna lie, I still want one, bro. Like, it's like a cool little device that you point at your Digimon whenever it's digivolving to go to its next form in order to battle, right? And then you would just point it at your Digimon when you're ready to battle and say Digivolve, and then they'll Digivolve them, bro. And that was cool as hell, bro. And they could always go back to like their regular forms. Like, they had a base form that they could always go to, and that was something that was also pretty cool to me, because they weren't forced to be in that always huge state, you know what I mean? Like, they could go back to little size for like travel size, you know what I mean? That was cool. And you know, depending on how deep a lot of the relationships went between like the Digidestined and their Digimon, right, they could form a deeper bond and access a higher form of evolution known as Mega Digivolution. Like, to break it down to you guys, they were always in rookie statement, right, where they would always have that regular form that basically predicts how they will look for the rest of their Digimon forms, like higher up or whatever, right? And they always start in fresh form and in training form, right? And they go up from there to the rookie form, which is their base, right? Sorry if this sounds confusing. And then when they are ready to fight, they would go up to the champion form, which is when they'll be into that bigger form of their, you know, rookie form. And then up from there goes the ultimate, and then in the mega, right? So it'll go fresh in training, rookie, champion, ultimate, mega. But they were always in rookie form when they weren't fighting. And the first form they always go to after rookie form is champion. And then when the relationship gets deep, they'll go to ultimate, and then even sometimes mega. And that was so cool to me, that the whole thing was just based on relationships and friendships between you and your digital partner, because it always gave the humans something to do other than the fact that they led the team and they had their own little relationship problems or whatever. Like, you actually have to pay attention to how the relationships get deeper throughout the show, and that's something that Digimon made so cool to me. And honestly, I don't know about anyone else out there, but in a certain aspects, Digimon honestly hits a lot closer to home than Pokemon ever will, and there's no problem with that. It's okay to like both, or you to prefer one over the other, and it's never wrong to like Digimon more than Pokemon, because at the end of the day, everybody has their preferences, okay? And sometimes Pokemon just don't be hitting. Like, I prefer the fact that Digimon is more emotional and it gets more into detail, and the fact that my character actually gets a conclusion. I'm kidding, Pokemon fans, but that's honestly what I prefer for Digimon, in my opinion. But honestly, pizza people, this was just a small little retrospective I wanted to do on Digimon, because you guys seem to enjoy the Beyblade one last week, so more of those to come, you know what I mean? But if you did enjoy this one and you do want more just like the Beyblade one and this one, then like, comment, subscribe, and also give me suggestions on which ones to do videos on, because I've seen a lot of anime, a lot of old anime, and I can do videos on it. So let me know in the comment section below. But my name is Time Pizza, and this has been Do You Remember Digimon? Gamumon was the best. We move.